Hey folks, good afternoon. Beautiful day today. Sun is out. A little warm. Not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's good. So I was talking to a friend of mine just a week ago, and we were talking about um, discussions and conversations, things like that. What really is sad is that we have become so brutal when it comes to holding on certain opinions, that we have become focused on those aspects without no reasoning. One of the things that I'm sad about is that it doesn't matter if your opinion differs from another individual. It's when you cross that line and start creating physical and psychological harm that we have to start thinking about the reality of the situation. Years ago, one of the things my grandmother taught me, and it's something I continued to learn, is when you have groups of people who are fearful and hateful, it just needs one little match to ignite that flame into something bigger. And that's what's happening in our communities today. It doesn't matter if it's about this or that or anything in between. The reality is we have become so focused into one centered idea that we don't have the ability to even converse. There are many situations we're in right now, no matter what your opinions are. But one of the questions I've always asked everyone to do, and it's simplified answer, simplified point, and historically it's been used, but no one wants to use it. The question is, when you start fighting and arguing about certain things that is really an aspect that you're passionate about, have you ever asked yourself who benefits the most if two sides are quarreling? Who benefits on the fear, on the hate, on the fighting? Because what really is sad is that this is not a new aspect. It's as old as time itself. When you start creating fear, when you create doubts, when you create all these embellished thoughts about certain things, you forget that your emotional focus, your frustration starts boiling, and you start creating that anger, the frustration, and you go after the opposite of what you believe in. But the problem with that aspect is that no one seems to realize that as much as you want to hate and fear and disgust the individual or the group away from you, no one's asking the question, who really benefits you two fighting? That's a question I have asked for years. And what really is sad is when you start taking away the stupidity, the bullying, the bulliness, the everything that's connected to fear, hate, and conflict. Everyone has the same need. Everyone has the same fear. Everyone has the same doubt. Everyone has the same pragmatic values and thoughts. Because people are forced to do something they are motivated or moved to do, no one seems to realize that a lot of times what you're fighting for, fighting against, is something the other side has been told the same thing. That's the thing that is really sad, that we are becoming so belligerent that no one realizes that we're fighting the same fight. The only difference is you're looking at different colors, you're looking at different viewpoints, and the winner is somebody above you guys. The loser is people like you, me, and everyone else. The reality is, folks, is that we're always going to have conflict. We're going to have somebody going to create that balance. That's the type of tension, the type of situation we are in daily. The willingness to fight is always going to be there. The willingness to find out what's the situation will not be there. Now you got to find out for yourself, how far and how willing are you to change the situation? Because the reality is, you're not going to win if you don't know what you're fighting for. And what you're fighting for is what you believe in, but is that really what you're really fighting for? One man once said to me that declaring conflict, declaring a war or whatever, it's a chess piece. Even when I was studying tactics and strategy, one of the things they taught us is that every action you take, there's going to be a reaction. But that reaction is controlled and adjusted by someone. Not you, not your opponent, but someone above you. So in the end, whatever you want to fight for is between you and that individual. What you're fighting for and what you're fighting against, you don't even know. That's reality. You can fight for freedom. You can fight for whatever statement you want to believe in. But the problem is, we can always fight. We'll always be fighting. But what you're fighting for are sometimes oblivious to even the warriors and individuals fighting a conflict. What do you think? Is that true today? Or is it true more now than the last 20, 30 years? What do you think? Well, folks, you take care, you stay safe, and keep smiling, folks.